Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome David. Thank you for coming along and doing Storytime for Mel and bringing along the giraffe. Does the giraffe have a name?
This it could be Chloe. It can be. We just call her Friend.
Friend is good enough. We like Friend.
Very which can stroke her and it makes us feel very good.
I know giraffes are tall, but yeah, she is very tall,
Yes.
especially since you're sitting down.
Yes.
But yeah, so welcome everybody. This is our Storytime evening. So we have David starting off reading a story for us, and then we have Jenny coming on. So thank you all for being here. I'm going to hand over to David and let him carry on.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Actually, I hope everyone, in the tradition of Watch with Mother and Storytime, I hope everyone is sitting comfortably, and I shall begin. But before I do, this actual story was written by my amazing wife, who unfortunately cannot read tonight because there's a bit of a family crisis going on, and I have been deputized. So this is the story of Chloe's African adventures. Now, Chloe is a giraffe, and giraffes live in Africa, which is a very hot country, and lots of other animals live there too. Chloe is a very tall animal with a very long neck, and this helps her to reach the tallest of trees, where she can eat the juicy leaves and twigs. A giraffe's favorite tree is called acacia. Remember that, very important. One sunny day, Chloe decided to go for a long walk with her family. She walked and she walked and saw lots of different things. It'd been a long day, and Chloe thought she should go back home. But when she looked around, she couldn't see her family at all. Chloe thought the only thing she could do was to turn around and start walking home. Now, do you know what a giraffe eats? Claire, do you remember?
Me?
Yay! It's acacia leaves. It's her favourite. There we go. Anyway, Chloe started walking, and all of a sudden she saw a lion. No, there's the lion. A lion is a very big cat with lots of hair around its face. This is called a mane. Lions do like to eat meat, and they have a very loud roar. Lions are also known as the king of the jungle. Chloe politely asked the lion, "Have you seen my family?" The lion was very hot and sleepy, and he answered, "Sorry, I haven't." Chloe sighed and said, "Thank you," and carried on walking. Chloe carried on walking and suddenly saw an elephant. Elephants are the largest animal that lives on land. They have long trunks, which they use to eat, to carry heavy logs. Elephants like to eat fruit and twigs. Chloe said to the elephant, "Have you seen my family?" The elephant swung his trunk and said, "Sorry, Chloe, I haven't." Chloe sighed, thank you, and carried on walking. Chloe carried on walking, and she saw a rhinoceros. Rhinos are big, strong animals and have horns. In Africa, rhinos have 2 horns, but rhinos who live in India only have 1 horn. Rhinos like to eat plants, fruit, and berries. Chloe asked the rhino, "Have you seen my family?" The rhino looked at Chloe and said, "Sorry, I haven't." Chloe sighed and said, "Thank you." Very polite little giraffe, isn't she? And carried on walking. Now, Chloe carried on walking and felt very, very thirsty. She came across a river and thought it'd be a good place to have a drink. Not easy for giraffes like Chloe to have a drink, as she's so tall, she can't reach the ground. So the only way Chloe could have a drink is to spread her front legs wide, and then she'd reach the water and have a drink. There we go. And a nice picture of Chloe having a drink. As Chloe carried on walking, she saw a zebra. Now, zebras look like horses, and they have black and white stripes. Zebras like to eat grass and sometimes leaves and twigs. Zebras sleep standing up. if you have a group of zebras together, that's called a dazzle, which is actually quite good for Claire because she's a dazzling person. So there we go.
Thank you.
Zebras and giraffes get on very well. Chloe went to the zebra and said, "Have you seen my family?" The zebra looked up and said, "I'm sorry, I haven't." Chloe sighed and said, "Thank you," and carried on walking. Chloe kept on walking and she suddenly heard something and saw an ostrich. Ostriches are very large birds that can't fly. They lay large eggs. Ostriches have large eggs, large eyes, small brains, very powerful legs, and can run very fast. There we go. And that is an ostrich. Chloe asked him, "Have you seen my family?" The ostrich flapped his very large wings and said, "Sorry, haven't." Chloe sighed and said thank you and carried on walking. Chloe kept on walking and walking, and she saw lots of trees. And then she saw a chimpanzee. Chimpanzees look more like humans than any other animals. Chimpanzees like to enjoy eating fruit, but sometimes eat leaves, buds, ants, and even birds. Chimpanzees enjoy swinging from tree to tree. Chloe asked the chimpanzee, "Have you seen my family?" The chimpanzee swung to another tree. "No, sorry." Chloe sighed, said thank you, and carried on. Chloe looked at another tree and saw a chameleon. Now, chameleons are amazing creatures. They are reptiles that can change colour and have amazing eyesight. Chameleons eat grasshoppers and other insects. Chameleons catch their food with their long, sticky tongue. Chloe walked to the chameleon and asked, "Please, have you seen my family?" The chameleon used his very good eyesight to have a look around. The chameleon turned to Chloe and said, "Yes, I can see them over there." Chloe excitedly said, thank you," and began to run. Chloe ran and ran, and her parents turned round and said, "Chloe, where have you been?" Chloe nuzzled her mother and said, "I got a bit lost, but I met lots of interesting animals." Chloe's father nuzzled her and said, "Let's go home." And they did. There we go. Chloe and her mummy and daddy. And that's the story of Chloe's African adventures. I hope you enjoyed it.
That was lovely. I will ask you before we go to Jenny. What was it that made Mel want to write that book?
During the first lockdown, it was just something. She had this burning desire to write a book, but never had the impetus. And she said one day, "I'm going to write a book." And at the time, our granddaughter was about 2. And she said, "I want to write a book for Chloe, our granddaughter." And so it just became a natural thing to call the giraffe Chloe. And it's lovely because Chloe, when she comes over, she says, "Where's my book?"
Oh,
she wants it lovely. She loves to have it read. And what's lovely is people who've read the book say it's great for children, which is what Mel wanted. And she's now writing her next book,
I was
which is
literally just
not
about to
aimed
ask,
at.
will there be a second book?
Yeah, but not on Chloe the giraffe. This is all about Molly, our rescue dog, and all about her life in Romania, and how she came to live with us. It's all about her life on the streets, and also, and it's all about that. So it's going to be it'll be aimed. This is aimed up to sort of 3 or 4 years old. The next book will be aimed at an older child. And
nice.
It's actually fascinating to watch Mel putting it together. And I know she won't mind me saying this. When she was a teenager at school, and you had to write essays, and she discovered a word she liked, dank. And apparently she overdid it on the word dank. On every sentence, the word dank appeared. She wasn't impressed with that word. But so there's no danks in this one. But it's lovely, and it's what's been great about lockdown is so many people have discovered this. They have the ability to write stories.
I think it's given people a bit of time to reflect on things that they really want to do and like their passion projects as well.
But we're very lucky. There are a lot of people who actually are amazing book midwives, advisors, because even though I've been told I should write my own story, I cannot hear my voice on the page, and you've got to hear the author's voice, whether it's aimed at a 3-year-old or 2-year-old, all the way to the Harry Potter's. The first thing you hear about with Harry Potter is you can hear the voices on the page, which is why it's reached such a high audience from the children it was aimed at when the Philosopher's Stone came out. Don't forget, she didn't write it for adults, but the stories were so good. Adults and these children have grown up, and while she was writing it, they were going through all these changes, and it's brilliant when you read these books and you see that. And so all these people who can everything, that anyone that can write has my greatest admiration.
Yeah, I've always liked the idea of wanting to write a book of some kind, but I wouldn't even know where to start or what to put in it. So I think it's an amazing thing for people to do. Mel has just put in the comments as well, thank you for reading the book for her.
It was my pleasure. She's one of the people who inspire me. So.
Oh, I love that. That is brilliant. But yes, thank you so much for reading it. And
my pleasure.
I know Becca's
listen to you
next year, so
well, listen, you and Becca and the team who are doing this for Calm are incredible. It's brilliant what you're doing. We really do need to make sure people understand they're not alone, that there's always someone there who will reach out a hand for them and give them a figurative cuddle and help them, as long as they have. You can't expect people to ask, but once if they suddenly realise there is help out there, it's not a stigma to ask for help. It doesn't mean you're less a man or a woman. It means that you are a very brave person who's making that decision. I'm very grateful for what you guys do.
Oh no, thank you for being involved. A big part of it is a lot of people don't like to ask for help, and they see it as a sign of weakness when it's actually an incredibly brave thing to do.
Well, isn't it? So you know what I do with Worlds, isn't it? The people stand around and say, "Oh, well, suck it up, be a man, step up a lip." Actually, no. It takes more of a man. It takes more of a man or a woman to turn up and say, "Actually, I've got a problem. Face up. Help me get through this," because that's why too many people take their own lives every day. And people go, "But why was that? What happened? I thought they were okay," because they didn't. Nobody could see that pain.
Yeah, people that have that kind of pain hide it very well, unfortunately, and you never know till it's too late. But anyway, I think Becca is waiting in the background to swap you for Jenny. And fingers crossed. Oh, look, she's taken him away already. That was horrible being on my own for a minute. And I was like, oh my God.
You're never on your own. Don't worry.
Thank you so much for coming back for another year and doing this again. Like, we appreciate it so much.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome. It's fantastic to be here. And echo what David said, you're never alone. It's men, women, boys, girls. Just come together, get in touch. And there's always somebody who can help.
Perfect. Well, I will let you carry on and read. Becca may want to take me away because then your face won't be covered by the Calm logo as well. And I'll pop back on after, hopefully.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And good evening, everybody. So it's great to be here. And I was going to start with Bumper the Bumblebee, which is the first book that I wrote. And I was sitting in the garden and a bumblebee landed on a dandelion and it was zigzagging. And I was thinking, well, why is it zigzagging? What does everybody else do? So this is a story about how it's okay to do your own thing. Bumper the Bumblebee is worried because he zigzags and all of his friends do something different. He sets off on a journey around the garden to ask all of his friends for their advice. And eventually, Bumper learns if zigzagging is the right thing to do. So that's the story of Bumper the Bumblebee. And it begins. It was a bright and sunny day in the garden. Bumper the Bumblebee was zigzagging by his front door. "Why don't you go and see your friends, Bumper?" asked the Queen Bumblebee. But Bumper looked sad. "I don't fly properly," he said. "I just zigzag, and I always bump into things. You see? That's why you call me Bumper the Bumblebee." The Queen Bumblebee smiled at Bumper and looked at him with glee. "Well, zigzag and see your friends," said the Queen Bumblebee. She nudged Bumper towards the door and pointed with her wing. "Look, There's Boris the butterfly, she said. Go and ask him about your zigzagging. Hello, Bumper, said Boris the butterfly. Are you still zigzagging? Do you want to know why? Yes, please, said Bumper. I always zigzag when I fly. You need to flutter, like me, said Boris. Everyone knows butterflies flutter. Boris opened up his brightly coloured wings and fluttered in a circle around Bumper's head. But I'm not a butterfly, said Bumper. I don't think I should zigzag, but I don't think I should flutter either. Then what should you do? Said Boris. He scratched his head. I was once a caterpillar like Chris, he said. Maybe you should ask him why you zigzag and what you should do instead. Hello, Bumper, said Chris the caterpillar. I can see you're still zigzagging. Bumper nodded his head. Boris the butterfly said I should ask you why I zigzag and what I should do instead. Chris stopped chewing on his leaf. I shuffle, said Chris. Watch this. Chris shuffled all the way up to the top of his flower pot, and then he shuffled back down again. But I'm not a caterpillar, said Bumper. I don't think I should zigzag or flutter, but I don't think I should shuffle either. Then what should you do? Said Chris. He scratched his head. Why don't you ask William and Wendy the worms? Perhaps they can say why you zigzag and what you should do instead. Hello, Bumper, said William. Hello, Bumper, said Wendy. How can we help you? I need to know why I zigzag, said Bumper. Is zigzagging the right thing to do? We wiggle, said Wendy. Watch this, said William. William and Wendy wiggled from one side of their underground home to the other side. Then they wiggled back again. Bumper watched his friends wiggling, and he felt sad. I am not a worm, said Bumper. I don't think I should zigzag, or flutter, or shuffle, but I don't think I should wiggle either. Why don't you ask Sally the Sparrow and see what you learn, said William. We would come with you, said Wendy, but Sally eats worms. And Sally the Sparrow was looking for food for her chicks. Are you going to ask me why you zigzag? Asked Sally. Or are you up to more tricks? Bumper felt a teardrop form in the corner of his eye. I always zigzag, said Bumper. I want to know why. I flap my wings to fly, said Sally. Watch me. And Sally spread her wings and flew up to her nest in the tree. Soon my chicks will flap their wings too. We are sparrows. That's what we do. But I'm not a sparrow, said Bumper. I don't think I should zigzag, or flutter, or shuffle, or wiggle, but I don't think I should flap either. Perhaps you could ask Kirsty the kitten, said Sally. Bumper nodded. Maybe Kirsty would know if zigzagging was the right thing to do. Hello, Bumper, said Kirsty. You're always bumping into things. It's because I zigzag, said Bumper. Do you think zigzagging is what I should do? I don't know, said Kirsty. I'm a kitten. I chase things. Kirsty chased a leaf around the garden, and eventually she stopped beside the garden pond. I am not a kitten, said Bumper. I don't think I should zigzag, or flutter, or shuffle, or wiggle, or flap, but I don't think I should chase either. Kirsty chased another falling leaf. Why don't you ask the fish? She said. I will come with you, and we will find out why you zigzag, and what you should do instead. Bumper landed at the edge of the pond. 3 fish were swimming round and around. Hello, Bumper, said one of the fish. Are you zigzagging today? Yes, I am zigzagging, said Bumper, but I don't know if that is the right thing to do. Please tell me, what do fish do? We blow bubbles and we swim, said the fish. We swim all day long and all night through. Maybe swimming is what you should do. I'm not a fish, said Bumper. I don't think I should zigzag or flutter or shuffle or wiggle or flap or chase, but I don't think I should swim either. Maybe you could ask Gertrude the gnome, said the fish. She may be asleep, but ask her if you wish. Thank you, everyone, said Bumper. I am not afraid to ask Gertrude the gnome why I zigzag. I have to find out what I should do instead. Gertrude the gnome opened her eyes. She yawned loudly. Hello, Bumper, said Gertrude. How are you? Hello, Gertrude, said Bumper. Please may I have your advice? I need to know why I zigzag, and is zigzagging the right thing to do? Gertrude looked closely at Bumper. Zigzagging isn't for everyone, she said. Boris flutters because he is a butterfly. Chris shuffles because he is a caterpillar. William and Wendy wiggle because they are worms. Sally flaps because she is a sparrow. Kirsty chases because she is a kitten. The fish blow bubbles and swim because they are fish. You are a bumblebee, Bumper, said Gertrude, and bumblebees zigzag. Zigzagging is what you are meant to do. It's okay to zigzag, Bumper said to his friends. It's okay to zigzag because I'm a bumblebee. It's okay to zigzag and just be me. The end. And that was Bumper, the Bumblebee and Friends. Now, I've got lots of stories because I think we're here for at least another half an hour. So I wondered whether you might like to hear Susie the Seahorse, which is part of the Seaside collection of Bumper and Friends. Such a new story that I've written. And it touches on what to do when you're feeling sad, but you're also learning colours of the rainbow. So we'll begin. It was raining at the seaside. Susie the Seahorse was looking out of her bedroom window at a rainbow, and she was feeling sad. Everything in my life is boring and grey, said Susie. I wish I had a rainbow inside my home today. All the bright colours make me feel glad. If I had my own rainbow, I wouldn't feel sad. I will go and see my friends, said Susie. Maybe they can help me find a way to make a rainbow of my own. She fetched her shopping trolley to carry all the colours, and she set off to see Sydney the Seagull. Hello, Sydney, said Susie. I'm collecting all the colours of the rainbow, so I won't feel sad. If I can brighten things up, I won't feel bad. Hello, Susie, said Sydney. There are some days when I don't want to get out of bed, and that's when I try and find something red. These tins are red. Shall we play a game? Something red will help me, said Susie. Red is the first colour in my rainbow. Take one of my red tins, said Sydney. There's one here that won't fit in the bins. We can play a game squashing the tins, so more will fit in the bins. And then you can go and see Julie the jellyfish to find the next colour for your rainbow. Hello, Julie, said Susie. I am collecting the colours of the rainbow so I won't feel sad. If I can brighten things up, I won't feel bad. Hello, Susie, said Julie. I eat fruit when I feel sad. I've got apples, bananas, grapes and an orange. Would you like an orange? An orange will help me, said Susie. Orange is the second colour in my rainbow. Take an orange out of the fruit bowl, said Julie. A piece of fruit will help your goal. You have 2 colours now. Why don't you visit Oscar the octopus to find the next colour for your rainbow? Hello, Oscar, said Susie. I'm collecting the colours of the rainbow, so I won't feel sad. If I can brighten things up, I won't feel bad. Hello, Susie, said Oscar. Collecting sea treasure makes me happy. I've got lots of yellow bottle tops. They get washed up on the shore. You can have some if you like. I can always find more. Something yellow will help me, said Susie. Yellow is the third colour in my rainbow. Help yourself to some bright yellow bottle tops, said Oscar. They will brighten up your day. You have 3 colours now. Why don't you visit Sammy the starfish to find the next colour for your rainbow? Hello, Sammy, said Susie. I'm collecting the colours of the rainbow, so I won't feel sad. If I can brighten things up, I won't feel bad. Hello, Susie, said Sammy. I like dancing with green ribbons of seaweed. Dancing makes me feel happy. Would you like some green seaweed and to dance with me? Something green will help me, said Susie. Green is the 4th colour in my rainbow. Let's dance with our green ribbons of seaweed, said Sammy. Dancing is fun. You have 4 colours now. Why don't you visit Cornelius the crab to find the next colour for your rainbow? Hello, Cornelius, said Susie. I'm collecting the colours of the rainbow, so I won't feel sad. If I can brighten things up, I won't feel bad. Hello, Susie, said Cornelius. Eating ice cream makes me happy. My favourite colour is bubblegum blue. Would you like to try it too? Something blue will help me, said Susie. Blue is the 5th colour in my rainbow. I eat blue ice cream every day, said Cornelius. If you come back tomorrow, you can have some more. You have 5 colours now. Why don't you visit the 3 fish to find the next colour for your rainbow? Hello, fish, said Susie. I'm collecting the colours of the rainbow, so I won't feel sad. If I can brighten things up, I won't feel bad. Hello, Susie, said the 3 fish. We blow bubbles in lots of different colours. Today, we are blowing indigo-coloured bubbles. Would you like to blow bubbles with us? Something indigo will help me, said Susie. Indigo is the 6th colour in my rainbow. Here is an indigo bottle full of bubbles, said the fish. You have 6 colours now, and your rainbow is nearly complete. Go and see Freddie the fisher gnome to find the last colour of your rainbow. Hello, Freddie, said Susie. I'm collecting the colours of the rainbow, so I won't feel sad. If I can brighten things up, I won't feel bad. Everything at home is boring and grey. Please will you help me find all the colours today? Sydney the seagull gave me a red tin. Julie the jellyfish gave me an orange fruit. Oscar the octopus gave me some yellow bottle tops. Sammy the starfish gave me a green ribbon of seaweed. Cornelius the crab gave me a blue ice cream. The 3 fish gave me an indigo bottle full of bubbles. I need something violet to finish my rainbow. Hello, Susie, said Freddie. Here are some violet flowers to brighten up your home. Remember, some days will be boring and grey, and it's okay to feel sad sometimes. Now go and unpack your rainbow of treasures. Your friends will want to see what you've done with their gifts. Thank you, everyone, for your help today, said Susie. I was feeling sad, and now I have lots of bright colours around me. If you feel sad, maybe you can look for a rainbow too. The end. And that was Susie the Seahorse and Friends. And I had great fun writing that book. It also touches on some issues which are important and hopefully gives a couple of tips on ways that it's not the end of the world, that there is a brighter tomorrow, and you can find a rainbow too. I'm going to read you William and Wendy the Worms as the next story. And in this adventure, the worms live underground and their home has got flooded with water. The worms need to find shelter, so they wiggle around the garden asking their friends for advice. And eventually, William and Wendy find a new home, and it is even better than they expected. Here they are. It was a rainy day in the garden. William and Wendy, the worms, were watching lots of raindrops dripping into their home and causing a flood on the floor. A raindrop dripped onto William's head. The rain doesn't seem to be stopping, said William. If more rain comes in, we'll have to do something, said Wendy. The queen bumblebee flew down from her hive to see the worms. More rain is coming, said the queen bumblebee. You must leave your home right now. Don't delay, or you'll get washed away. Why don't you ask Bumper the bumblebee? Maybe he can help somehow. Hello, Bumper, said William. Our home is like a puddle of mud. Hello, Bumper, said Wendy. The rain has come in and caused a flood. Why don't you come and live with me, said Bumper. You could build a new home up here in my tree. William and Wendy wiggled up the tree. This is too high up for me, said William. We are worms, said Wendy, not bumblebees. We don't live up high in trees. Bumper thought for a moment. Why don't you ask Boris the butterfly, said Bumper. Maybe he can suggest what to do. Hello, Bumper. Oh, Bumper. Hello, Boris, said William. Our home is like a puddle of mud. The rain has come in and caused a flood. Hello, Boris, said Wendy. Please can you help us find a new home? We need somewhere warm and dry and not up high. Why don't you come and live with me? In the wall, said Boris. It's by the road, but there's plenty of room for us all. William and Wendy wiggled into Boris's house in the wall. The cars are very noisy, said William. We cannot live in the wall, said Wendy. The noise is too loud for us. Boris thought for a moment. Why don't you ask Chris the caterpillar? He might know what you can try. Maybe he has an idea to help you stay dry. Hello, Chris, said Wendy. Our home is like a puddle of mud. The rain has come in and caused a flood. Hello, Chris, said William. Please can you help us find a new home? Somewhere warm and dry, not up high or noisy. Chris thought for a moment. Would you like to live in my flower pot? Asked Chris. I have lots of friends who come and stay. It's always fun, and we play games all day. William and Wendy wiggled inside the flower pot. Lots of caterpillars were playing games. We don't mean to cause a fuss, said William. But there isn't room for all of us, said Wendy. It would be a squeeze, said Chris. If you don't want to live here, you could try asking Sally the sparrow. Maybe she can suggest what to do. Hello, Sally, said William. Our home is like a puddle of mud. The rain has come in and caused a flood. Hello, Sally, said Wendy. Please can you help us find a new home? We need somewhere that is warm and dry, not up high, not noisy or crowded. You could stay with me, said Sally, but my chicks are very hungry. They might want to eat you for their tea. We don't want to be food for your chicks, said Wendy. We need a new home, said William, and none of your tricks. We can give you some twigs, and you can build your own nest, said Sally. Or you could ask Kirsty the kitten. Maybe she knows what's best. Hello, Kirsty, said William. Our home is like a puddle of mud. The rain has come in and caused a flood. Hello, Kirsty, said Wendy. Please can you help us find a new home? We need somewhere that is warm and dry, not up high, not noisy or crowded, and where we won't get eaten. Kirsty pointed at her house. Why don't you come and live indoors with me? Said Kirsty. The humans I live with are very friendly. That is a very kind offer, said Wendy. But we are worms and we must live outside. Can you think where else we can try? Asked William. We need to find shelter until it is dry. That is all the advice I can give, said Kirsty. Why don't you ask the 3 fish? Maybe they can find you somewhere to live. Hello, fish, said William. Our home is like a puddle of mud. The rain has come in and caused a flood. Hello, fish, said Wendy. Please can you help us find a new home? We need somewhere that is warm and dry, not up high, not noisy or crowded, where we won't get eaten or be indoors. Come and live with us in the pond, said the fish. We will teach you to swim all day long and all night through. We are fish. That's what we do. William and Wendy looked in the pond. The water looks very deep, said William. We would drown if we lived in the water, said Wendy. The 3 fish blew bubbles and swam round and round. Why don't you ask Gertrude the gnome? Perhaps she can find you a new home. Hello, Gertrude. We need your advice, said William. Our home has flooded, and we've asked our friends what to do. Bumper said we could live in his tree, but it was too high. Boris said to live with him in the wall, but it was too noisy. Chris said to live in his flower pot, but it was too crowded. Sally said we could stay in her nest, but her chicks might eat us. Kirsty said we could live indoors, but we are worms, and we must live outside. The 3 fish said we could live in the pond, but we would drown. Where can we go? Asked Wendy. We have come for your help, because you will know what to do. Gertrude pointed at the sky. Look, it has stopped raining, said Gertrude. Your home will be dry. Don't worry about the weather. Some days it will rain, other days there will be sun. Enjoy every day and have lots of fun. Thank you, everyone, for your help today, said William. The rain has gone and the sun is shining. We will have a cup of tea, said Wendy, and go out again tomorrow. And that was William and Wendy the Worms and Friends. Again, another story showing that there is always a brighter tomorrow. And I can see that a link's just been put in the chat, so we are here for Come Together for Calm. If you can donate, please do so, and I know the link will take you straight to the right page. Now, the next story, we're going to go back to the seaside, and we're going to read Sammy the Starfish and Friends. And Sammy the Starfish is excited when her cousin tells her about a treasure map to find gold rings. The starfish go on an adventure at the seaside and ask their friends for clues how to find the hidden treasure. Eventually, the starfish find what they're looking for, and they learn how to count to 10 and back again. So you'll remember Sammy the Starfish from the 3 Fish and Friends story. It's again part of the Bumper and Friends Seaside collection. So it was an exciting day at the seaside. Sammy the Starfish was getting ready for her cousin to come and stay. A large wave crashed at Sammy's front door, and her cousin, Stevie the Starfish, arrived. Hello, Sammy, said Stevie. I've got a map to find 10 gold rings. Will you help me to find the treasure? Yes, 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 said Sammy. Let's ask our friends to help too. We can start by asking Sydney the Seagull. Hello, Sydney, said Sammy. We've got a treasure map and we are looking for gold rings. Hello, Sydney, said Stevie. Please will you help us find ring number 1? You starfish are funny things, said Sydney. Why do you want all these rings? Here is ring number 1, hidden in these old tin cans. Keep it nice and safe and hold it in your hands. Thank you for our first ring, said Sammy. We will ask Julie the jellyfish next, said Stevie. Hello, Julie, said Sammy. We've got a treasure map and we are looking for gold rings. Hello, Julie, said Stevie. Please will you help us find ring number 2? You starfish. How funny things, said Julie. Why do you want all these rings? Here is ring number 2 from my treasure chest, said Julie. Now you have 2 rings to help you on your quest. Thank you for our second ring, said Sammy. We will ask Oscar the octopus next. Hello, Oscar, said Sammy. We've got a treasure map and are looking for gold rings. Hello, Oscar, said Stevie. Please will you help us find ring number 3? You starfish are funny things. Why do you want all these rings? Here is ring number 3 to add to your collection, said Oscar. It's so shiny, you can see your reflection. Thank you for our third ring, said Sammy. We will ask Susie the seahorse next. Hello, Susie, said Sammy. We've got a treasure map and are looking for gold rings. Hello, Susie, said Stevie. Please will you help us find ring number 4? You starfish are funny things, said Susie. Why do you want all these rings? Here is ring number 4 in my shopping trolley, said Susie. Good luck finding the rest of the rings. Thank you for our 4th ring, said Sammy. We will ask Cornelius the crab next. Hello, Cornelius, said Sammy. We've got a treasure map and are looking for gold rings. Hello, Cornelius, said Stevie. Please will you help us to find the next rings on our map? You starfish are funny things. Why do you want all these rings? Look, here are more rings, said Cornelius. Here is ring number 5 and ring number 6. Thank you for our 5th and 6th rings, said Stevie. We will go and see the 3 fish next, said Sammy. Hello, fish, said Sammy. We've got a treasure map and are looking for gold rings. Hello, fish, said Stevie. Please will you help us find the next rings on our map? You starfish are funny things, said the fish. Why do you want all these rings? We have lots of rings for you, said the fish. Here is ring number 7, ring number 8, and here is ring number 9. Oh, thank you for our 7th, 8th, and 9th rings, said Stevie. Just another ring to find, said Sammy. Let's ask Freddie the fisher-gnome. Hello, Freddie, said Sammy. We've got a treasure map and are looking for gold rings. Can you help us complete our quest? Yes, of course, said Freddie. He took a gold ring out of his pocket. Here is ring number 10, and your quest is complete. You had 1 ring first from Sydney the seagull, 2 rings second from Julie the jellyfish, 3 rings was third from Oscar the octopus, 4 rings was fourth from Susie the seahorse, 5 and 6 rings from Cornelius the crab, 7, 8 and 9 rings from the 3 fish, and 10 rings 10th from me, Freddie the fisher-gnome. We have collected 10 gold rings, said Sammy. We will use them for counting things, said Stevie. Today we have learnt to count to 10, said Stevie. Now let's do it back again, said Sammy. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everyone, said Sammy. We have learnt how to count to 10 and back again. Let's find some more treasure to count tomorrow. And that was Sammy the starfish and friends, one of the seaside adventures. I can see the link is still here in the chat and on screen. We're here for Come Together for Calm. I think we've got time for one more story, so I was going to offer a choice. For the people that are watching, we've got Boris the butterfly, Chris the caterpillar, or Sally the sparrow. I'll give you maybe a couple of seconds just to pop your choice in the chat, and we'll go with probably whoever gets in there first. Okay, I can see a couple of replies possibly on their way. I'm going to read Boris the Butterfly for you. So this is an adventure where Boris is taking part in the annual butterfly race with butterflies from around the world. The race takes place in the garden, and Boris asks all of his friends how they can help him to win. And eventually, Boris discovers taking part is as important as crossing the finish line. So we begin. It was an exciting day in the garden. Post Bumblebee was delivering an important letter to Boris the Butterfly, inviting Boris to take part in the annual butterfly race. But Boris the Butterfly was fast asleep. He didn't hear the important letter arrive, but Boris had visitors, and they knew exactly what was in the letter. Bumper the Bumblebee tapped on the window. "Wake up, Boris," said Bumper. "It's the annual butterfly race," said the Queen Bumblebee. "You must take part and enter the competition." "Hello, Bumper," said Boris. "How can I win the annual butterfly race? Everyone else will be really good." "I've got an idea," said Bumper. "I could be a butterfly too. I'll make some big wings and enter the race with you." "What do you think of my new wings?" asked Bumper. "I can flutter like a butterfly and take part in the race." "No, no, no," said Boris. "You can't pretend to be a butterfly. I will go and ask Chris the Caterpillar and see what he says I should try." "Hello, Chris," said Boris. "Do you know how I can win the annual butterfly race? Lots of butterflies are taking part. Can you help me win first place?" "Hello, Boris," said Chris. "Why don't you try eating leaves? Eating leaves will help you fly faster. To see if it works, try one of these." Boris ate one of the leaves. It made him feel sick, and he turned bright green. "No, no, no," said Boris. "I can't eat leaves to win the race." "The green colour will fade," said Chris. "Eating leaves should make you go faster, not feel sick. Why don't you ask William and Wendy the worms for their advice?" "Hello, William." "Hello, Wendy," said Boris. "I want to win the annual butterfly race. What can I do to win first place?" "Don't tell anyone we told you," said William. "But you could use the secret shortcut." "Lots of butterflies use the secret shortcut," said Wendy. "Try it, if you want to win." "No, no, no," said Boris. "I will not use the secret shortcut. I want to win, but not by cheating." "If you don't want to use the secret shortcut, then you will need to ask someone else," said William. "Try asking Sally the Sparrow," said Wendy. "Maybe she has an idea that will help you." "Hello, Sally," said Boris. "I want to win the annual butterfly race. Will you help me to win first place?" "I've got an idea for you," said Sally. "My chicks have made this rocket. It may help you win the race." "No, no, no," said Boris. "I want to win the race, but this rocket will fly me into space." "It is a very good rocket," said Sally, "but if you do not like it, you must ask Kirsty the kitten and see if she can help." "Hello, Kirsty," said Boris. "I am trying to win the annual butterfly race. Can you help me to win first place?" "Why don't you try climbing onto my back?" said Kirsty. "I can carry you to the finish line and make sure you are first." "No, no, no," said Boris. "I can't win by being carried. No one else is doing that." "You're right," said Kirsty. "Everyone else is flying today. You must ask the three fish and see what they say." "Hello, fish," said Boris. "I'm trying to win the annual butterfly race. Can you help me to win first place?" "We blow bubbles and we swim," said the fish. "We wish you good luck, but we cannot help you." "Then what shall I do?" asked Boris. "I need help from someone to win the race." "Perhaps you could ask Gertrude the gnome and see what advice she can offer," said the fish. Hello, Gertrude, said Boris. I want to win the annual butterfly race. I can't have Bumper pretend to be a butterfly. I can't eat green leaves to go faster like Chris suggested. I can't take a secret shortcut through William and Wendy's house. I can't use a rocket made by Sally's chicks. I can't be carried around by Kirsty. The fish had no ideas at all. I have come to ask for your advice. Please will you help me to win the race? Taking part is what counts, said Gertrude. Go and do your very best. If you don't try, you'll never win first place. There's the start line. Have a go. Thank you, everyone, said Boris. Please wish me good luck. I will do my very best today, and I will take part in the race. A few hours later, I've won the race, said Boris. Thank you, everyone, for your ideas, but I did it all by myself in the end. And that was Boris the Butterfly and Friends. So another story where it's important to sort of keep going and to just do your best. Now, looking at the time, I wonder if we got time just for one more story, if not being thrown out by Claire. So I'll have a go. And this is going to be Sally the Sparrow's story. Now, Sally the Sparrow returns from finding food to discover all of her chicks have disappeared. She sets off on a journey around the garden, asking her friends where her chicks might be. And eventually, Sally learns where her chicks have gone, and they have a surprise for her. It was a bright spring day in the garden. Sally the Sparrow needed food for her chicks. I will find you something to munch, said Sally. If you are good chicks, I will bring you some lunch. When Sally returned from finding food, her chicks had disappeared, and Sally's nest was empty. Where are my chicks? Asked Sally the Sparrow. They are only small. Please will you help me to find them all? While you were out, they have all flown away, said the Queen Bumblebee. Why don't you look around the garden and find them all today? There's Bumper the Bumblebee. Maybe he can help you to find your chicks. Hello, Bumper, said Sally. Have you seen my chicks? They have all flown away. I have to find them all today. Bumper thought for a moment. Then he looked up at the sky. If your chicks have flown away, he said, they may be up high. Sally looked through her telescope. I can't see my chicks, said Sally. They're not up high in the sky. I can see clouds, but no chicks. I don't know where your chicks have gone, said Bumper. They can't be far away. Why don't you ask Boris the Butterfly? Maybe he has seen your chicks. Hello, Boris, said Sally. Have you seen my chicks? They have all flown away. I have to find them all today. Boris thought for a moment. Then he looked at the red brick wall. Maybe your chicks have flown over the wall, said Boris. Shall we have a look? And whilst you're reading the book, see if you can find the chick hidden on the page. Sally looked over the wall. I can't see my chicks, said Sally. They're not over the wall. I can see cars and the road, but no chicks at all. I don't know where your chicks have gone, said Boris. They can't be far away. Why don't you ask Chris the Caterpillar? Maybe he has seen your chicks today. Hello, Chris, said Sally. Have you seen my chicks? They have all flown away. I need to find them all today. Shall we look under my flower pot? Asked Chris. He shuffled to the edge and tipped the flower pot onto its side. I can't see my chicks under the flower pot, said Sally. They won't be there. It's far too hot. I don't know where your chicks have gone, said Chris. They're only small. It should be easy to find them all. Why don't you ask William and Wendy the worms? Hello, William. Hello, Wendy, said Sally. Have you seen my chicks? They have all flown away. I have to find them all today. We do hope your chicks can be found, said William. But you won't find them here, said Wendy. Not underground. I can't see my chicks underground, said Sally. They will be hungry, and they must be found. Why don't you ask Kirsty the kitten? Said Wendy. Maybe she has seen your chicks. Stop causing a fuss, said William. Go away. Don't bother us. Hello, Kirsty, said Sally. Have you seen my chicks? They've all flown away. I have to find them all today. I haven't eaten them, if that's what you think, said Kirsty. Maybe your chicks have gone to the pond for a drink. I don't think you've eaten them, said Sally. But where can they be? I want my chicks to come back to me. Why don't you ask the 3 fish? Said Kirsty. Perhaps the 3 fish will grant your wish. Hello, fish, said Sally. Have you seen my chicks? They have all flown away. I have to find them all today. Hello, Sally, said the fish. We are magic fish. Ask us anything you want, and we will grant you a wish. I wish I knew where to find my chicks, said Sally. They have flown out of the nest and got up to some tricks. Why don't you ask Gertrude the gnome, said one of the fish. She may know when your chicks will come home. Hello, Gertrude, said Sally. Have you seen my chicks? Bumper says they're not in the sky. Boris says they're not over the wall. Chris says they're not under his flower pot. William and Wendy say they're not underground. Kirsty says she hasn't eaten them. The 3 fish said to make a wish. Where can they be? I want my chicks to come back to me. Gertrude smiled and reached into her pocket. You can end your search, Sally, my dear. As you can see, your chicks are right here. While you were out and looking for food, your chicks learned to fly, and they were gone for ages. You looked everywhere to find them, and they were hiding in these pages. Thank you, everyone, for your help today, said Sally. I thought my chicks were lost when they all flew away. Now they are tired and are having a rest. All of my chicks have flown back home, and they are asleep in the nest. The end. That was Sally the Sparrow and friends. So thank you very much, everyone who's joined us tonight, who's listening. Hoping Claire and Becca will come back.
I'm here.
It's bedtime story session.
We are here. Thank you so much. I actually really enjoyed just sitting there listening to you read the stories.
I've got plenty more.
It was really good. And there's new ones that I haven't heard as well, so it was really lovely.
I think I'm up to about 20 of them now. So the plan was to have lots and lots, and then hopefully eventually get them on TV. And
because you've
with
already
Kirsty
started animating one of them, haven't you?
That's right. Yeah, you can find Bumblebee and Friends animation on YouTube and also on the Bumper and Friends Facebook page.
Yeah, so obviously as well, like, come back on and put your links in the chat for all of your Bumper and Friends stuff. And
thank you.
I've not really read the Bumper and Friends, but I have read Sammy Rambles, the first one. I do need to buy some more because I really enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you.
But no, and thank you again so much for getting involved again this year. Like, it means so much, especially to us.
It means a lot to me as well. It's an issue that's close to my heart. I don't know if you've heard my story about it all, but as I say, it could have all ended very, very differently. So I'm very grateful to be here, very grateful to have the opportunity to share my stories, and I hope people have actually enjoyed listening to them as bedtime stories tonight. And like you said, there's Sammy Rambles, there's Molly Manila. I'll pop some links in the chat.
Yeah, put all your links in the chat for all the different, because you've got so many different things that you do. So share it with everyone.
Thank you.
And let everyone get to know about it. And I mean, I know Becca's already talking about doing it this next year. I hope what we're putting ourselves in for. And I know you'll be back again.
Of course I will. Count me in.
Fingers crossed I'm getting Becca to do face-to-face next year and do like a mini weekend. So that would be really good fun. She's going to kill me for that one.
Amazing.
But if Becca is ready in the background, she will kick us out and do the last video. Fingers crossed.
So thank you so much.
Thank you for doing it as well.